yet. And in comes
The Weeknd.
Now, this show is co-produced and starring The Weeknd. You know what? I didn't have a problem with The Weeknd before this show, but now I do, and it's personal. I don't know why the hell y'all let that man put himself on camera in that bad wig.
Rat tails, woo!
Homeboy is out here on a multi-million-dollar production, and you can see the lace front in the wig. I can't stand it. So in the next couple of scenes, The Weeknd is introduced as a character. And about 30-something minutes into this episode, you come to a shocking realization that actually has nothing to do with the storyline. It starts off with you realizing that Lily Rose Depp hasn't really spoken much for the entire episode. Nothing too much of substance or emotion. And now in comes The Weeknd, and when they start talking, you realize that the two main characters on this TV show cannot act.
Pop music is like the ultimate Trojan horse. You get people to dance, you get people to sing along, you can say whatever you want.
Shut your ass up.
I have never appreciated A-list actors more in my entire life. Watching them try to play these characters is like pushing my face into a sewer with a bulldozer. I don't even know where that came from. That's off the cuff. Oh, and it gets exponentially worse. So in the story, these two characters are attracted to each other, and they kick off their attraction to each other by making out behind a seedy building. This is where the next shocking revelation for me comes in. The Weeknd decides that he wants to kiss Lily Rose Depp, but it was not a kiss. In my opinion, that man began to gobble up her face. That is the only word that I can use to describe it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? When a dude's kissing you and it's like, nom, nom. You guys know, as women, one of our worst fears is being gobbled up by a man. I know there's some guys right now that are nervous, like, maybe I've never kissed a girl before. I haven't had a lot of practice. You need to start practicing, because I don't know who Abel has been kissing, but all I can say is that man gobbled her up. He looked right at her like a little appetizing snack, and he said, gobble, 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 Lily Rose Depp. It was unbelievable. I replayed it so many times. He gobbled her up. He gobbled her face up. I honestly think that that was the moment that I was done with the show. The next scene is another sex scene, and then there's another sex scene, and then they tell us all to come back next Sunday. And my God, I was there. You know the stages of grief? There's bargaining, right? I was like, please, I don't have another show to watch. Just tell me they fumbled the first episode. The second episode has to have more. I'm like Googling, I'm trying to find stuff out. This is when I find out the next worst shocking part. Originally, when they did this show, it was with a different director. They shot 6 episodes of the show and then scrapped it all and then reshot it. And that's the one that I'm watching now. So when I read that, I was thinking, you mean to tell me they played these fucking characters already for 6 episodes and now they're doing it again? They get to do it all over. And this is what we got? Oh, also, I was reading some other interviews and Lily Rose said that, it was kind of hard to talk to The Weeknd on set because he was getting really heavy into the method acting. Method acting is when you just fully take on the character that you're playing. You're basically living this character out in day-to-day life. Austin Butler did this during Elvis. Apparently he did it for years. Like, that man became Elvis so he could really turn it on in his role and fall into that character. Apparently Abel, The Weeknd, tried to do that as well with his character. He was method acting the whole time on set. And this is what we got. The man had weeks, months of method acting, as well as reshooting the whole thing. And this is what he gave us. Honestly, I feel bad for The Weeknd fans right now because this is just, it's just not it. I don't even have a problem with The Weeknd. I just can't. This is unbelievable. So I roll into episode 2. And if I'm being honest, the beginning of episode 2, I feel like it had a good point to make. I was interested in the way that it was shot, and I said, oh my God, maybe it's gonna turn, oh my God, there's another sex scene. Oh my God, there's another sex scene. It's boom, 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 boom. And then if they're not having sex, they're
Spanking it, jacking it, spanking it, smack.
Now, look, I told y'all before, free the nipple, free the boobie, free the body, free it all. I even read one interview that somebody said, people criticize the amount of nudity and sexuality in the show, but Lily Rose Depp is very European. Baby girl, your dad is from Kentucky. I understand mom came from France, but France, This basically gets canceled out by Kentucky, okay? Honestly, it was too much sex even for me. It got to the point where I was just looking away and hoping we could get to the storyline. Sam Levin said, can we please get to the storyline? I'm down, but I'm not out. So I finished the second episode, and like clockwork, I'm back for episode 3. I'm about to spoil the entire ending of episode 3 for you guys because it's that bad. This is the worst scene I have ever seen in TV show history. It is really, genuinely, truly the worst. Will I be back for episode 4 coming up this Sunday? Absolutely, because this train is going off the rails and I need to be there to watch, okay? Spoiler warning and trigger warning cringe. This is the worst scene I have ever seen in my life. Throughout the show, we learned that the Weeknd's character, Tedros or whatever, is a bad guy. Big bad guy, weird little club owner, here to exploit all the people around him. Okay, great. We get it. At the end of episode 3, I mean, it feels like this scene goes on for 20 minutes. Oh my God. I'm about to relive this in my mind, and it hurts. So Tedros has a bunch of people over at Lily Rose Depp's house. And in this show, her name is Jocelyn. And in front of all of these people, she doesn't want to do something that he says. She kind of goes against it. And he huffs up his bad guy chest and he's like, how dare you defy me? It's in front of this group of friends they have. And he kind of starts to push her on this issue. And somehow we get to talking about her trauma. Early on, they reveal that Jocelyn's lost her mother pretty recently. The Weeknd's character starts to push her on this and ask her questions, and she explains that she had a very rough upbringing. Her mother was not always very kind to her, so much so that she was physically abusive to her. And one thing she used to do, she used to take a brush and hit Jocelyn with the brush. And that's kind of how she became a child star, through these forms of physical abuse. And that's when The Weeknd says to her, do you still have the brush? And she's like, yeah, I still have the brush. And he's like, why don't you go get it? And then they show this like B-roll of the brush sitting on the nightstand. And then in the longest scene of my life, she slowly walks through the hallways of her mansion. And there's this dramatic music playing. I think The Weeknd's singing or something. There's this dramatic music playing and she's like, oh, sexy. And I mean, this thing goes on forever, guys. It goes on forever. And this group of friends is all kind of sitting around and she hands him the brush. I started to kind of look away at this point. In fact, am I even qualified to talk about this right now as a viewer? Since I was like, oh God, ew. You guys know what's about to happen now. Basically, in front of all of these people, he starts to just hit her. Just like her mom did.
This is really gonna hurt, but if you push through the pain, it'll be beautiful.
Slam dunk, home run, back of the net, I'm drowning myself.
I am sorry that I'm even saying this to you. I'm sorry that these words are coming out of my mouth. This is what they put in the TV show. It's unbelievable. Did anyone on the set say like, wow, this is really cringe? This is weird. Like, the premise of it basically is that, you know, after Jocelyn loses her mom, she loses the person that was really hard on her and pushed her to become so successful in the entertainment industry. And so now Tedros is going to take on that role as her abuser to help push her.
Done.
Anyways, this show is a nightmare. And I'm like, was that their point? There is no possible way that the creators of this show looked at the final project and said, like, we got ourselves a hit. Like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Does anyone else feel like they've been very generous to the show? Like, just really trying to give it a lot of chances, only to be absolutely shattered. It is genuinely the worst show I've ever seen. And I can't believe I keep watching it. I don't know why. I can't.
I'm really over this. I don't know why I keep coming back. I'm tired of y'all. Oh my God. This is gross. Like, is this the end of The Idol? I actually genuinely just skipped through that. It was so uncomfortable. Are you kidding me?
Look, I'm just about to stop watching at this point because I don't know what in the Hollywood is going on. I just decided I was going to make myself some food because this is crazy.
Stanley, It's bad, huh? They keep putting all the characters in these really extreme situations, but they don't do a good job of like building the plot as to how we got here, so it's just not believable. And then suddenly something really fucking bad is happening and you're just like, yo, what? I can't believe it's so bad. We're just unfazed. I'm finishing for the culture pretty much at this point.